The sun may be streaming through your window, but a shadow still lingers within you. You feel that familiar ache in your chest, a silent anxiety that whispers questions of doubt. What if this doesn't work out? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm destined to always want, but never have? You try it all. Visualizations, affirmations, attempting to match the frequency of your desires, yet your goal remains on the horizon, always one step ahead, like a mirage that recedes the faster you chase it. What follows is a quiet, corrosive frustration that seeps into the moments that should be peaceful. The one question you can't escape echoes inside you. What am I doing wrong? Perhaps you've wondered how some people seem to attract miracles so effortlessly while you struggle, push, and insist, only to be met with silence. You might feel an invisible barrier standing between you and your desires, as if the universe is deaf to your pleas. But what if that barrier isn't external? What if it's inside of you? What if I told you the real blockage isn't a lack of faith, but an attachment to the outcome? Today, you are about to discover a concept that could challenge everything you thought you knew about the law of attraction. It's a technique that sounds like a contradiction, yet it holds the key to accelerating your manifestations by tenfold. This isn't about asking with more force or visualizing with greater intensity. It's about something far more profound: the power to let go, to release, to surrender your desire so that the universe can finally step in. Have you ever noticed how, when you want something with all your being, you end up clinging to it as if it's your only source of salvation? This energy of attachment creates the very opposite of what you intend. Instead of attracting, it repels. Instead of opening doors, it closes them. It's like clutching sand in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. This is precisely why you so often feel stagnant, trapped in an endless waiting game orchestrated by life itself. But what if the solution lies in the opposite direction? What if the secret to speeding things up isn't to hold on, but to let go? This is the shift in consciousness I will guide you through today. It's a principle taught by Joe Dispenza and confirmed by the science of quantum mind. When you release your anxious grip and surrender to the field, reality organizes itself in your favor in a way that feels nothing short of magical. I know it might sound absurd at first. How can you just forget your desire? Isn't that what motivates you, what guides you, what gets you out of bed each morning? Yes, but there's a subtle distinction. A fine line exists between desire and dependence. When you cross that line, desire morphs into neediness, and neediness is the language of scarcity. It's what tells the universe, I don't have, I need, I am lacking. And the universe can only respond with more of the same frequency. More lack, more waiting, more absence. What I want to show you is a turning point, a key that can free you from this invisible prison. When that happens, you'll feel as if you've unlocked a hidden code of creation. You will no longer just ask, you will allow. You won't just imagine, you will become. You will cease the chase, because suddenly things will start coming to you. As I share this technique, allow yourself to feel every word, as if it's a reminder from your own inner wisdom, not just an external voice. Deep down, your soul already knows it wasn't meant to beg the universe for scraps, but to co-create with it. The first step is to release the illusion of control and step into the natural flow of abundance. So I ask you to stay with me until the end, because the final revelation of this journey is the most powerful one. It is the one thing that can shatter the cycle of anxiety and waiting for good, making space for the unseen to move in your favor in a real, tangible way. Before we continue, take a moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This simple action helps this message reach more people who, just like you, are searching for answers. And if you feel ready to take an even deeper step on this manifestation journey, I've left a link in the first pinned comment that might be exactly what you need right now. Click it and discover what awaits. Now take a deep breath and prepare yourself. What you are about to hear could completely change the way you relate to your dreams. Let's proceed. Breathe deeply and surrender, because from this point on, you are not just listening to a script. You are stepping through a portal of consciousness. With every word, you will feel something realigning within you, as if a long-stuck energy is finally beginning to move. The first thing we must understand is that the untrained human mind operates from a place of survival. It desires, but with fear. It dreams, but with anxiety. It asks, but with doubt. It's as if a ghost lurks behind every intention, whispering, "What if it doesn't happen? What if I lose it? What if I'm not worthy?" This ghost is what Joe Dispenza calls the conditioning of the past. You aren't desiring from the present moment. You are desiring from the memory of what you lack. This creates a short circuit in the quantum field, because what you emit is always more powerful than what you say. Imagine your vibration is like a song playing in the unseen realm. The universe isn't listening to your spoken words, but to the silent melody vibrating within you. When that melody is one of lack, need, and anxiety, you can repeat an affirmation of abundance 1,000 times. But the music of scarcity is what will echo, and the field can only respond in the same key. This is where the counterintuitive technique comes into play. What will break this cycle isn't reinforcing the desire, but doing something that seems impossible, forgetting about it. Not in the sense of giving up or abandoning your dream, but in the sense of releasing the weight it carries. It means stopping the daily vigil of watching the clock, waiting for the universe to prove itself. It's about no longer checking your bank account each morning as if it were a measure of your worthiness. It is simply to live as if it were already real. This is the most challenging part, because the mind screams, "How can I forget something I want so badly?" But the secret lies in shifting from desire to being. You no longer need to cling to the desire when you embody the state of already having it. This is what Dispenza teaches us. It's not the want that creates, but the frequency you sustain. Pause for a moment and imagine yourself right now. Imagine that what you desire is already a reality. The relationship has arrived, abundance is flowing, the healing has occurred. How would you walk through your home? What would your gaze be like in the mirror? What kind of words would you use when speaking to others? The point is this: the desire must dissolve into your being. When that happens, you no longer need to chase, because you have already become. And you know what's most fascinating? It's precisely at this point that manifestations begin to happen with breathtaking speed. When you release the desire, you take the pressure off the field. You stop trying to control the how, the when, and the in what way. And when that pressure vanishes, the universe finds the space to reorganize itself. It's like trying to force a river to flow. As long as you push, the water resists. When you let go, it simply flows. And perhaps you recognize yourself in this. Maybe you've had experiences where something you desperately wanted only materialized when you finally gave up waiting for it. Perhaps you were hoping for an answer, a call, an opportunity, and it was in the moment you stopped watching that it simply appeared. This is not a coincidence. It is proof that when you forget, you release. But be careful. Forgetting is not denying. It's not pretending it doesn't matter. It's remembering in a different way. It's allowing the desire to dissolve into the greater field of trust. It's saying, "I have planted the seed. Now I don't need to dig up the soil every day to see if it's growing." It is this state of conscious surrender that transforms anxiety into certainty, waiting into allowance, and desire into manifestation. And here is the reflection I want you to hold on to. You do not attract what you want. You attract what is inevitable within you. When the desire still vibrates as something distant, it remains distant. But when the desire dissolves into your very being, when you live as if it already is, it becomes inevitable. Perhaps you're now asking, but how do I do this in practice? How do I let go of something that pulses so strongly inside me? Here, I want to create a space for you to realize that letting go is not an act of force. but of gentleness. It's not about control, but release. It is not effort, it is permission. I will guide you through some simple examples in this video to help your mind grasp this transition. But first, remember, what I will reveal at the end is even more profound. It is the key that will turn this technique into something alive within you. Not just theory, but practice, reality, and change. And if you already feel this content resonating with you, take a moment now to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you not only receive the next videos, but also strengthen this collective field of manifestation we are creating here together. And if you wish to take an even more intimate next step on this journey, I have left a link in the first pinned comment that may be exactly what you are looking for. Click it and see for yourself. Now close your eyes for a few seconds. Feel the weight of your desire and imagine letting go of that weight as if you were dropping a stone into a river. Notice the lightness that follows. This is the energy that opens invisible doors. Notice how, just by imagining that release, a different sensation spreads through you. It's as if suddenly there is space. The heart opens, the breath flows freely, the mind quiets. What once felt like a prison of thoughts now becomes an open field, ready to receive. This feeling is the beginning of the technique. Because when you let go, it's not that the desire vanishes, but your relationship with it changes. You cease to be a slave to waiting and become the creator of your now. This is precisely what Joe Dispenza explains when he talks about living as if the future is already here. He shows us that it is not time that brings about change, but our state of consciousness. Time, by itself, creates nothing. What creates is the vibration you hold. When you cling to a desire as something far off, time stretches out like an infinite bridge. But when you embody the state, time collapses. What seemed to be in the distant future starts moving toward you. How many times have you witnessed this in your own life? How many times did something happen out of the blue just when you had stopped expecting it? Maybe it was an unexpected encounter, an opportunity that arose from nowhere, an answer that came when you had finally released your anxiety. These are not coincidences. They are evidence that the universe responds when you leave it room to work. But why is it so hard to let go? Because we have been conditioned to believe that wanting means holding on. From a young age, we learn that if we want something, we must fight for it, chase it, and never let it go. And in many practical areas of life, this persistence is valuable. But in the quantum field, it becomes a blockage. Because on an energetic level, the more you chase something, the more you confirm to yourself that you don't yet have it. Herein lies the paradox. As long as you believe you must insist, the field only perceives absence. It's as if you are shouting to the universe, "I don't have it, I need it, I depend on it." And the universe, ever obedient, responds with the same energy: more lack, more waiting, more distance. Liberation begins when you decide to trust. And trust isn't about waiting with your arms crossed. It's about acting from the certainty that it is already yours. Think of a farmer who plants a seed. He doesn't dig it up every day to check on its progress. He trusts in the invisible intelligence that brings life forth. He waters it, he cares for it, but he does not force it. He knows the right time will come because he has placed the seed in fertile ground. The same is true for your desires. When you release them to the field, when you let the unseen do its work, you make way for the unexpected. And the unexpected is the very language of the universe. It doesn't need to follow the logic of your mind. Often, when you think the solution will come from one direction, it appears from the opposite. This is why letting go is so powerful. It takes control away from the limited mind and places the process in the hands of infinite intelligence. At this point, you might be thinking, but how can I just trust? How can I believe without concrete proof? The answer is simple, yet challenging. You already trust in invisible things every single day. You trust in the electricity you cannot see to light up a room. You trust in the air you cannot see to breathe. You trust in the sleep that takes you into a state of unconsciousness every night and returns you in the morning. If you already trust these unseen forces without a second thought, why would it be so difficult to trust that the quantum field is responding? What's missing isn't faith, it's training. It's about training your mind to stop looking for signs of absence and start aligning with signs of presence. And these signs first appear within you. A different kind of peace emerges, a lightness, a quiet certainty that requires no explanation. It's your heart saying, "I already know." And when your heart knows, the universe confirms. Perhaps you now realize something that has always been true. The anxiety you feel when you desire something isn't a punishment, but a reminder that you are trying to control the outcome. The discomfort isn't the universe denying you. It's merely a signal that you are broadcasting on the wrong frequency. And that is liberating because it means you can change it at any moment. You are not trapped. You hold the key. And I'll tell you more. The final revelation of this technique is that very key. It is the point where everything shifts. But before we get there, I want you to allow yourself to feel the deep truth in this. When you forget the desire, you don't lose it. You expand it. You place it in a space where it can grow without your anxious interference. It's like releasing a balloon into the sky. As long as it's tied to your hand, it cannot fly. But when you let it go, it rises, expands, and finds invisible currents that carry it even higher. And it is at this point that I invite you to continue with me, because now we are going to dive even deeper, and you will understand how to apply this technique not just in theory, but practically in your daily life. And when you apply it, you will notice that the results are not slow. They are fast. So fast, in fact, that you'll wonder, why didn't I do this sooner? If you're already feeling an internal transformation, take this moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This ensures you'll receive the rest of this content that could truly change your life. And remember, the link in the first pinned comment is your next step to deepening this journey. Click it and see for yourself what is waiting for you. Now, let's take an even deeper step, because the most powerful part is yet to come. When you release the desire, something extraordinary happens. Your mind stops fixating on the how and the when and begins to align with the "it already is." And this "it already is" not a fantasy. It is a real vibration, capable of changing your body's chemistry, the way your heart beats, the rhythm of your breath. Joe Dispenza's research shows that when you enter this state, the body cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. It begins to react as if what you desire has already happened. Now think about this. If your body, which is matter, is already reacting as if it's real, the quantum field, which is pure energy, responds in kind. The universe doesn't connect with your words, but with the frequency you sustain. And that frequency can only shift when you forget the anxiety of waiting and step into the pleasure of living as if it already is. Herein lies the secret. The desire you hold on to so tightly is like a locked door. You knock, you push, you plead, but the energy of attachment keeps it bolted. When you forget, when you release, when you breathe in peace, it's as if the door simply unlocks itself. You no longer have to force it. It swings open. I know that a voice inside you might be saying, "But if I forget, doesn't that mean I'm giving up? Won't the universe think I don't want it anymore?" No. Because letting go is not giving up. It is the opposite. It is the ultimate act of trust. It's showing the universe that you already know it's on its way. It's like ordering food at a restaurant. You place your order, but you don't keep calling the waiter over every minute to ask if it's coming. You relax, you talk, you enjoy yourself, and at some point, the dish arrives. The principle is the same. When you forget, you give the unseen realm the space to prepare what you've asked for. And you know what's most surprising? When you enter this state of trust, what arrives is often even greater than what you had requested. Because the universe is not limited by your imagination, it responds to your vibration. And if your vibration is one of abundance, joy, and wholeness, it brings experiences that match that level. Not just what you desired, but so much more. How many times have you wanted something specific, and when you finally let it go, life brought you something better? How many times did you think the answer would come from one direction, only for it to appear from a completely unexpected path? This is living proof that the universe is far more creative than your mind. It's as if it's saying, "Trust me, I see what you cannot." And here we arrive at the most powerful point of all. The true acceleration of manifestation doesn't lie in wanting harder or visualizing more often. It lies in becoming the empty space where anything can happen. It's about being like the sky, which doesn't cling to the clouds but simply allows them to pass. When you are the sky, the flow never ceases. What truly accelerates manifestation tenfold is the state of creative surrender. It's living your life as if every moment is already the answer. It's waking up in the morning and feeling gratitude not because something is on its way, but because it is already here. It's looking at the simplest details: the air filling your lungs, the water running over your hands, the sun on your skin, and realizing, I am already in the field of abundance. I already belong. I already am. And when you vibrate in this state, something in the unseen shifts. The desire that once seemed so distant dissolves, because you no longer need it to be whole. And that is the moment it arrives. Because when you no longer need it, you become the perfect frequency to receive it. This is the final revelation. To forget the desire is not to lose it. It is to become so complete that it no longer defines who you are. And it is in that wholeness that the field responds. It is in that fertile emptiness that creation happens. It is when you release your craving that life rushes in to fill the space. And I want you to notice right now within yourself, if there is a desire you are holding on to too tightly, perhaps it's a relationship or money or healing, close your eyes for a moment and see yourself letting it go. Feel the relief. Feel the trust. Feel the quiet certainty that the field has already heard you, because it has. If this message has resonated with you, leave your like and subscribe to the channel now. This way, you'll continue to receive content that will expand your consciousness even further and help you manifest with ease. And don't forget, in the first pinned comment, there is a link that could be the missing piece on your path. Click it and allow yourself to discover.